Alexander Isak, is he going to Liverpool, and how much will it be for?
Liverpool are still hoping. Liverpool are still thinking about it, waiting for a green light. And so my feeling is that this deal is still alive, but depends on Newcastle.
Transfer window shuts in 5 days' time. I know. I don't know what we're going to talk about once that happens, and all we got left to discuss is the football. But let's live for today, people. And my guest today is to transfer windows what Shakespeare was to playwriting, Picasso to painting, or Scott McTominay to dominating Italian football. It's a joy to welcome, to tell you everything you need to know to savour every last second of that window. Made a transfers, the man who gave us "Here We Go," the sweetest 3 words known to humanity since "I love you." Star of the Here We Go podcast, TikTok and YouTube, on this very Men in Blazers platform, live from Milano. Benvenuto, Mr. Fabrizio Romano.
Hello, Rog, my friend. How are you? Ready for it? It's going to be crazy, huh?
It is crazy, man.
Yeah.
I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Tyler Dibbling, how? I'll tell you. But Fabrizio, Premier League summer window, it's already broken world record spends. Before we dive in, what time do you wake up? What time do you go to bed? How much sleep are you getting a day?
Not a good question for my health, but the answer is around 3-4 hours in this week. This week is around 4 hours. I go to sleep around 5 and I wake up around 9.
Good Lord. And between the hours of midnight and 5, you're just like, what? Just down in Red Bulls trying to work out the future?
No. You want a secret? I play some, sometimes a Football Manager or this or that, just to disconnect a bit. Yeah, I'm serious.
He's like an Italian Will Still. That's the honesty. Here we go. That is dedication, people. Let's start with Liverpool Football Club, those mentality monsters. What a window. Defending champions, undergoing an extreme makeover. There's rumours of a Simicast exit. Dude always looked like Darwin's stunt double to me. Surplus to requirements now then. But let's talk about Alexander Isak, that prisoner of conscience, but like a Swedish Andy Dufresne. We've all read the Instagram posts. The standoff feels a little bit like a lose-lose in so many ways, but now the two teams have played each other. No bad blood there then. Do you expect this deal to pick up pace before the window? Trademark slam shirt. What are the options? Could the Saudi Arabian owners decide to put the player in his place and just let him rot? Or knowing what you know, how much of a record fee will it take? Is there a chance at the end of it all, Isak could still be wearing a Newcastle shirt come September the 2nd?
There is a chance, yes, because at the moment there is still nothing agreed or closed between clubs. But let me tell you that despite the efforts from Newcastle owners and the most important people in Newcastle board and management, I'm told that in the last 24 hours, before and after the game, Alexander Isak told again in their face that he wants to go to Liverpool. His desire is to go to Liverpool. So at the moment, Liverpool are just waiting. Liverpool will not bid unless they have encouragement directly from Newcastle. So this one depends completely on Newcastle. But Liverpool are still hoping. Liverpool are still thinking about it, waiting for a green light. And so my feeling is that this deal is still alive, but depends on Newcastle.
Who did Newcastle get to score the goals? Particularly now they've got Anthony Gordon out suspended, Tonali injured. Is Brentford's own want-away Yohan Wissa going to be a Toon hero?
Yeah, he's one of the names for sure. They have an agreement with him and they're trying to reach an agreement with Brentford. It's been a tough negotiation for weeks, but he's still alive. Also in this case, the Saudi clubs also called Wissa in the recent days, but he wants to go to Newcastle. He wants to play Champions League football, and so I think this deal has still good chances to happen. And then don't forget about Strand Larsen, because the Wolves striker also has a bid from Newcastle. The first bid was rejected by Wolves, £50 million, but Newcastle will be back to the table very soon.
Liverpool scoring all the goals, but also in desperate need for cover at the other end, in the back line to smother the chaos. Will Marc Guéhi be a red, or there are other defensive targets who could be brought in to kind of verge it up?
Look, Liverpool have an agreement with Marc Guéhi. So the player is ready to go to Liverpool, wants to go to Liverpool. Now it's Crystal Palace who have to decide, because Liverpool informed Palace that they are prepared to pay more than £30 million to get the player immediately before the end of the window. Now Steve Parish, Palace chairman, has to decide whether he wants to get the money now or lose the player on a free in 2026, but enjoying his captain for this season. So this completely depends on Palace. Liverpool are waiting also in this case, but my feeling is that this deal could be reactivated before the end of the window, because Liverpool really want to sign him.
If not Guéhi, then who?
Look, I'm not sure they want someone else. In that case, they have Giovanni Leoni from Parma. He's a big talent. We will have the chance to talk about him in the next episodes after the market, but this is a big talent, so they're very happy with him. They also have Joe Gomez. So I think it's Guéhi now or Guéhi next summer.
Or Michael Keane. He already lives there. I'll drive him over. It makes sense if the numbers are right. Before we go any further, we have to mention the biggest here we go of the summer, because the Men in Blazers Media Network is absolutely thrilled to announce our partnership with Verizon, a collaboration dedicated to bringing you and your passion ever closer to the beautiful game that we adore throughout the journey to the 2026 World Cup. Verizon will be your ultimate connection to all things football. Verizon is an official sponsor of the FIFA World Cup 2026. We're teaming up with them to craft unparalleled, exclusive and truly once-in-a-lifetime experiences for Verizon customers everywhere. Stay tuned for more from Verizon on the road to the 2026 World Cup. But let's get back to the football, and actually back to Arsenal Football Club, because their fans are dreamers of dreams. And for all the players in, it's been a simmering yearning all summer for the true stardust of semi-disgruntled Real Madrid star Rodrygo. Lots of speculation about his future. Yes, he got the start this weekend on the left wing against Oviedo, but he was so visibly angry about being substituted in the 63rd minute. And though Xabi Alonso went out of his way to praise him, is there any smoke we can turn into Arsenal fire, Fab? Are you telling me there's a chance?
No, I think no, to be honest. And I think this story has been more powerful in the media than it was in reality between Arsenal and Rodrygo, because the focus was always on Eberechieze, let me say. Yeah? Arsenal always saw Eberechieze as the priority in that position. Then it accelerated because of the Kai Havertz injury, of course, but with Rodrygo was never something really concrete. For Rodrygo, the team that really wanted to sign Rodrygo and keep thinking about Rodrygo is Manchester City. Is Pep Guardiola in love with Rodrygo? So if there is 1% chance for Rodrygo to go before the end of the window, is for Man City, from what I'm told, not for Arsenal.
You mentioned beautiful, soulful Eberechieze. So one quick piece of transfer news I would love you to clear up. Really the romance of Eb's return home to Arsenal. We're always told transfers take longer than we believe they do, the groundwork that has to be laid. But before Kai Havertz was injured last Tuesday, was Arsenal going to go as hard to land Ebbs? How much time was there between Arsenal getting super serious and Arsenal closing the deal?
It was almost 1 day, so almost nothing in terms of time in the transfer window. But as you mentioned, sometimes the transfers can take days, weeks, months in some cases. For example, even with the same Arsenal, with what happened with Viktor Gyökeres, it took 2-3 months to get the deal done. And then sometimes in the market you already know the price, because Tottenham were doing that deal, so Arsenal knew the price. They didn't need any negotiation with Crystal Palace. Just put the money on the table, get the deal done, and then they agreed with the player who immediately wanted to go there. So that was a fast deal, also thanks to Tottenham preparing the price for Arsenal.
For Arsenal, to their fellow perfect North London rival, God bless you, Tottenham fans. You take your lumps and you just keep on winning. I love Thomas Frank. I'd honestly play for him if he asked me. But yeah, you and me both. Come and take us, Thomas. But you've talked about Savinho, Manchester City's cunning ball of speed. Can you explain what's going on with their $80 million bid for young Como creative brain Nico Paz? Footballing food chain, Fab, suggests the 20-year-old Argentine international should want to make the move for natural progression. But what are the realities? Why wouldn't he jump at that move from Serie A to the Premier League and Champions League? I mean, he couldn't be the fourth big target to reject the Spurs, could he, Fab?
The answer is Real Madrid, because Nico Paz is playing for Como. Nico Paz is very happy at Como. They have an ambitious project, a top coach like Cesc Fabregas. He has the number 10. He's one of the stars of the Serie A, so he's not desperate to leave Como. But the real reason behind it is also Real Madrid, because Real Madrid have a buyback clause for Nico Paz, matching rights included in the deal with Como. So Real Madrid were always going to control this deal. When Tottenham arrived and told Como, okay, we are ready to offer 70 million euros, Real Madrid said immediately, we are prepared to match that, and Nico Paz is going nowhere. He can stay at Como this season, and then we will sign the player in 2026. So my feeling is that Nico Paz not going to Spurs this summer is because Nico Paz is going to Real Madrid in 2026.
God, we can't talk about Spurs without talking about Richarlison, a man who, outside of my own family members, I don't think I could love another human being more. There were rumours of him leaving. Fab, could he go? And would the team he would want to move to rhyme with Weatherton?
Look, every summer we have rumors about Richarlison leaving. Every transfer window, January, summer, is always about that. But then it's never close because the player is very happy at Tottenham, and I'm hearing that Thomas Frank is also very happy with him. So I'm not sure he's leaving. I also heard some rumors about Newcastle player maybe being included in some deal, but I'm told that this is not the case. Richarlison is very happy at Tottenham. I see him staying, and I see Tottenham signing 2 players up front before the end of the season, but not losing Richarlison.
Was there ever talk about him leaving, Fab? And where would he have gone?
Yeah, many rumors. I remember about Saudi. There were always rumors about Richarlison to Saudi, but from what I'm hearing, he wants to stay.
Come home, you beautiful human being. Now to our getting closer to Here We Go, presented by Verizon. And we're talking about Manchester City's strange goalkeeping predicament. Ederson, still there, time being. James Trafford, brought in, given the starting position. But then rumours abound Pep is now hoping to bring in Gigi Donnarumma from exile now in Paris Saint-Germain, which feels strange to me. I've got to be candid. He's not the most adept with the ball at his feet, which is what Pep always demands. PSG are said to have reduced their initial $58 million request. What happens there? Does Ederson go to Turkey? Does Trafford become the number 2? Make it all make sense, Fab.
The sense is that Donnarumma is an opportunity that arrived on the market when no one expected. That's the reality. When Luis Enrique decided to put Donnarumma out of the squad, it's what really changed the story. Because Donnarumma was expecting Lucas Chevalier, this goalkeeper from Lille, to join Paris Saint-Germain. But Donnarumma was like, okay, when I arrived to Paris Saint-Germain, Keylor Navas was there. I decided to compete. No problem. Let's compete for the spot and let's see what happens. But then when the coach tells you, okay, you are out of the squad for the Super Cup, after Donnarumma was one of the players who helped PSG to win the Champions League in a really important way, well, in that moment you have to go. You can't stay at the club out of the squad, not even on the bench for the whole season. So this completely really changed the game. And Manchester City believe that Donnarumma, available on the market, is an incredible opportunity. Maybe, as you were saying, is not the most Pep kind of goalkeeper, but in goal he is absolutely fantastic. As an Italian, I tell you, for me, the best in the world. And so, I think they see the opportunity there. They have an agreement with Donnarumma. So from what I'm told, the agreement City-Donnarumma on personal terms is done. The player wants to go there. City want him. But now depends on Ederson. If Ederson leaves and goes to Galatasaray, Donnarumma can join now. Otherwise, this deal could happen in 2026, maybe on a free transfer or in January.
Staying with goalkeeper madness in Manchester, Ruben Amorim has Bayandea and Andre Onana. They're almost the you say potato, I say potato of goalkeeping liabilities. Who will be in goal for Manchester United come September the 2nd, Fab?
Maybe a young kid from Belgium called Senne Lammens, because while we are here on Men in Blazers with you, I can tell you that Manchester United are in negotiations in these minutes again with Royal Antwerp for Senne Lammens. This player, this goalkeeper who is considered a big talent, Man United have been monitoring him for months. They consider him as one of the best talents in Europe in the goalkeeping position. So there are conversations ongoing. They started at 17 million euros plus add-ons. The request is around 25. So talks underway. But Lammens could be the new goalkeeper. From what I'm told, it doesn't mean that Onana leaves. There were reports tonight about West Ham and more opportunities, but at the moment Onana wants to stay and compete, and so let's see if Lammens is going to be number 1 or 2, but for sure he's going to provide competition and he's going to be the keeper of the future.
Senne Lammens, 23-year-old Belgian. He's meant to be, or has been in the Belgian league at least, more aerially dominant under crosses. Godspeed to him for when he joins Manchester United. But I do want to stay with him for a moment, because I think one of the most joyful images of the club in the modern period came 2023-24 when their young guns, Rasmus Højlund, Alejandro Garnacho and Kobbie Mainoo sat on the Old Trafford advertising hoardings, beaming, smiles etched across their faces, arms crossed together. Garnacho had just scored at the Stretford end. Now Rasmus Højlund looks to be en route to Napoli. Will no doubt become bigger than Saint Scott McTominay, and also propel our Australian singer Shawn Mills to new career heights. Alejandro Garnacho seems to be Chelsea's to lose, but most shockingly and honestly, confusingly of all, a local lad who's been at the club since the age of 9, Kobbie Mainoo, rumoured to be leaving, still just 20 years of age. I'm old enough to remember, Fab, when he was the prince who was promised, one of England's true stars at Euro 2024. Now, lost in Ruben Amorim's depth chart. There's rumours he's going to be made available. There's up to 10 clubs said to be interested. Gent has played 0 minutes this season. What's happening, Fab? Spoiler alert, Cobby's future for us.
Yeah, for Cobby the situation is quite strange because the player was really disappointed and surprised, especially on Sunday against Fulham when he didn't play one single minute and there were 5 other players entering the pitch before him. Was really surprising to him. So Cobby was really sad, started considering the possibility of discussing in future with Manchester United. What I can tell you as of tonight is that there are no negotiations, nothing really advanced or concrete at this stage. A lot of interest, but still no talks, no bid on the table for Man United. There will be a conversation between Cobby Mainoo and Manchester United directly in the next hours to understand what they want to do, what's the situation. It's not just about playing 0 minutes, it's also about the coach, Ruben Amorim, after the game saying he can only play in the position of Bruno Fernandes. And when Bruno is the captain and the crucial player for United, Cobby wants to understand more about his future. So there will be this conversation. We will see what's going to happen, but at the moment still no concrete talks. For the first part of what you said, Højlund is going to Napoli, loan with obligation to buy, and Garnacho is going to Chelsea.
Gaggle of clubs said to be interested in Cobby. Can you analyse that or give us any depth chart there?
There are many clubs interested, but just about calling. There are clubs in England, clubs in Spain, everywhere. But at the moment, I can guarantee to you that nothing is concrete because I don't see Manchester United accepting a loan. Many rumours about a loan. And so at the moment, it's really early stages. So nothing really concrete into it.
Some quick hits to end, Fab. A club we both love so much, Everton Football Club, the Napoli of England. They only sign players right now who own tiny shin pads. We're almost the holy shinity. I'm elated with Jack Grealish, Kieran Dewsbury-Hall, Tyler Dibling's arrival. We've now got footballers who, can kick the ball in intelligent and creative fashion, which is a new feeling. Still need cover at fullback, both fullback positions, a defensive midfielder to support Idrissa Guéhi. And as much as I adore Beto, which is an enormous amount, we do need a proven goal scorer. Between anger and elation, where am I going to be Monday night, Fab?
I think there will be more for Everton. They are still exploring the market, so I can tell you at the moment they are very happy with Tyler Dibling. Was not an easy deal to do. So also Tottenham last week called to understand the situation of the player, but he really wanted to go to Everton. So at the moment they're very happy with what they did. As you mentioned before, let's see what happens with defenders. Ake also up front, maybe there could be some opportunity, but at the moment he's quite happy with what they did. Let's see if there is some surprise before the end of the window. I will let you know as I did with Grealish.
I love the way you make it. Yeah, no, that was one of my happiest things. I never text you ever. I never want to, but I did that time, and you're like, okay.
You triggered the here we go.
I know. Absolutely. I begged you. I said, just say the words, man. Another club we love, Wrexham. Are they going to blow our mind with some enormous jaw-dropping move, Fab?
Yeah, they tried to do something special, something more special, because they always do something special. And this about Christian Eriksen. It's true that they tried in July to approach the player to discuss with Christian Eriksen, who is still available as a free agent. So let's see what's going to happen there. At the moment, it's still not something decided on player side. He has many possibilities around Europe, so Eriksen is considering his future. But this is showing the ambition once again, the project, how good he is once again. So let's see what Eriksen decides. But it's true that in July they approached the player. Now it's on Eriksen to decide his future.
What options does Christian Eriksen have that could rank up there with playing in North Wales every child's dream?
You're right, but he has several options. He's still an important player with many clubs interested, so let's see what he decides to do.
God, so how would you handicap the chance, seriously? Christian Eriksen to Wrexham.
Look, at the moment it's not something... At the moment, it's not something really close. But Lucas Vazquez to Bayer Leverkusen last night, out of nowhere, show you that with free agents, they can change their mind in 5 minutes and close the deal in 1 hour. It's exactly what happened with Lucas Vazquez.
Come on, Christian, do it. It will be the stuff of legend. From an American perspective, are there any MLS players under the radar folks about to move? And also, why is Antonee Robinson, one of the best statistically left backs in the league, off rumoured to leave Fulham? Why has he never left?
Look, he's never left because he doesn't want to go just to places where he's not 100% sure to go. So there was a possibility in July to go to Saudi with a very interesting and important financial proposal, but the player doesn't want to do it, especially in a World Cup year. For him, it's important to stay in Premier League, to compete at the highest level. And so that's the decision for now. At the moment, it's a quiet situation. I think the left-backs market has gone quiet this year in general. Top clubs are not looking for an important player like him. And so this is why it's gone quiet this summer. But let's see, until the final days, we never know.
And from the MLS, anybody about to make a leap?
Well, at the moment, nothing imminent, but I will keep you posted. At the moment, nothing really imminent to happen.
Fab, we have 6 days left in the transfer window as we speak. What player's not being talked about that everyone will be talking about by the end?
Antonee may be coming back to Betis is going to be a big story in the next days. Ceballos from Real Madrid to Olympique Marseille can be one for the next 24 hours. Adrien Rabiot leaving Marseille can be one of the surprise names for the final days of the window. Today Milan called, but there are more clubs interested. We mentioned about the goalkeepers domino, and so let's see what's going to happen also with Ederson. Akanji can leave Man City. So there are many big names. And then Hincape could be the next signing for Arsenal. Arsenal could add one more, and it would be special because Hincape is a 60 million euros player and would be one more after a fantastic window. So I think we can be ready also on the Here We Go podcast here on Men in Blazers, because there will be plenty of crazy news.
Fabrizio, grazie, my friend. Go and win the transfer window, you Nobel Prize winner for transfers. Thanks again to Verizon for making all of this possible. You're a beautiful human being.
Thank you. My pleasure as always, and see you soon here on Men in Blazers. Thank you, Rog.
Big love. Courage.